It's recording right off the bat, so we do not forget. And I'm gonna work on getting everybody plugged in.
Why does that seem so high?
It's about the angle. I'm working here.
You gotta leave, buddy. Well, we got a super cool treat tonight. Pull out your paper, your pens. Drop the mic. Now we're gonna do some taxes.
Fun stuff.
Now, believe it or not, listening to this, you'll see someone super passionate about taxes. And you're like, what? A lot of good information. But if you're comfortable with your person that you're dealing with, then stay with that person. But after hearing this, you're going to be like questioning some stuff. But it's a good thing. And if you take good notes, you can actually use this as another tool when you're talking to somebody and they're like, well, I can't. Well, there's another angle. So Jenna's over here hiding on the side. She's adding people.
I'm working.
Actually, I'll do it. So once we get everybody on board, it's 8 o'clock. We'll watch this video. I will explain when everybody's here, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Kathy, you're feeling much better, eh?
Yes, very much. A lot better.
Oh, great.
Thanks. No, thank you. Thank you.
We were praying.
I appreciate it. I deeply appreciate it. I think it makes all the difference.
Right? There's a story I wanted to share. I don't know if I'll have time though. But it was a fascinating story of basically just this person determined and focused to do this singular thing. And he was given basically a death sentence by the doctor, like 4 to 5 years. Long story short, he ended up living 25 more years from that point. So it's amazing how your mind and your body, when you're focused on doing a certain task, even though he felt, I guess he felt horrible some days because he did have a terminal illness, but he was given only 4 years, and then 25 years later, he's still doing his thing that he came up with, his master plan he had. It was a fascinating story. Actually, Colton showed me that story on the show called Mysteries of Abandoned Buildings. I don't know if you guys ever seen that, but came out of the blue, and when I was watching it, I was like, this is one of the coolest stories I've ever heard. All right, it is 8:01, a couple more minutes, and then we're gonna bust it out. And we got some super exciting news. I mean, like, you guys are totally awesome, super exciting news. I feel like you do more talking than I'm doing right now. You do. That's why she was good on stage. She was chopping the wood every Tuesday and Thursday and Zoom calls. And
All
then
the things.
Karen's going to be doing this.
Karen and Lindsay are.
Oh,
gonna be
they
in the
are both.
house. Yeah. They're both doing the call on Thursday.
You ladies got this.
Are you excited? Karen's like, yeah. And stretching out of my
Can I-
comfort zone.
Can I give you some
Always stretching, always stretching. It's good. It's a good thing.
Can I give you some advice?
Sure.
Just be yourself. That's it. Because I notice sometimes you might tense up a little bit. That's not who you are. You're actually very outgoing and personable. Just be that person and you'll be A-okay. Oops, sorry.
Thank you.
And you're enough.
Yes. Amen. Amen. Yes. I love it.
Right?
It's just the first little stepping stone to greater things.
That's right. Amen.
Amen. All right, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Right, hopefully everybody got in and got promoted just in time. When we do webinars, it's gonna be a different number. And then you have to be entered in. But this way we can do things that we normally cannot do. So we're actually able to do screen sharing. And that is a really cool feature that we're finally, I think we figured it out on the iPad.
All I know
Like-
is, hey, I want this video, put it up.
So
there.
proud of myself for figuring this out today. So, all right, I got one more person to invite.
So get your pens and paper or pencils and paper, whatever you want to write with. Take some notes because we'll be doing some Q&A. If you have any questions, I will try to answer the best I can. But remember, disclaimer, I am not a CPA, but
He stayed at a Holiday Inn once.
yes. But I do like.
That was funny, and nobody even got that. Do y'all not even remember
No.
that commercial?
Michelle,
like,
it went
where's
over-
the
she's
beef?
like, you're going like in.
Am I dating myself?
You're not that old. Then. But,
Sharon left. She's like, I don't like that joke. I'm out.
Anyways, get back on track. Like I said, I'm not a CPA, but what I like to do, and I think it's one of my purposes, is I find information. And how I deliver mail and scour the internet at the same time. I'm not doing that if anybody's a postal employee. I do that on my break. But I somehow get this information and I'll go on different computers, but I can't find it. It's only on my phone. But the stuff that I do find, I find it valuable for you guys. Because our past experience, it's kind of like, you want better for your kids in a way. And so the pitfalls that we may have fallen down, we're kind of like, yeah, don't turn that way, just kind of bypass. So that's what we kind of, especially on this subject, because I have personally told, and listen, I'm not getting paid for this. The person I'm promoting, I like this person because they're like a bulldog.
And honest,
And
like, and upfront.
that's like a bull in China shop, like a little pit bull. They grab on. I want someone to fight for me. And I got that person. I feel like I got that person. So I'm really excited. So I've turned some people to her, and some people have taken it advice and some haven't. Whatever, that's great. But there is a success story that I know of, because it's kind of hard. You're dealing with money. You're saying, hey, how does it go with your taxes? And that's one thing people don't want to talk about, death and taxes. So one of the success stories was I was talking to this person, said, hey, and they said, thank you for turning me on to this person because I've saved $21,000 in taxes. That's a lot of money compared to the year prior. And that talking about Courtney, the person I'm talking about, is amending prior years, which I didn't know you could do, but you can. And so she's doing that for that person. I don't know what the outcome's going to be or whatever, but that's the type of person she is, and she knows her stuff. So when I watched her video a couple of years ago, and I was like, hey, babe, I don't know who this lady is, but I like this lady. And she believes what we believe, and she goes after it. So 2019, she started doing her taxes all throughout 20, and then now we're in the 21 tax season. So we're going on our third tax cycle with her, and it has been nothing but a blessing the whole way. And there's stuff that she's asked us to do, and I'm like, why? And I told her straight up, listen, I've never ran and owned a business before. I'm only a W-2 guy. And she sat there, explained it to me, and was like, this is why. Boom, boom, boom. It'll save you money. All right, I'm all on board. As long as it's legal, good to go, save money, amen. So you got anything? Housekeeping?
Pink Life Live is Thursday night. Karen Cotton and Lindsay Anderson are going to be leading that call. Some strategic tips to finishing your month strong. We have some exciting things that are coming down as far as training threads and what that looks like that are going to be very specific for certain ranks and just helping people limit their out-of-pocket expense. I can't talk. Did I take my active today? I don't know.
I was on vacation.
He was working. Limiting their out-of-pocket expense to really taking this and running with it and not just being a product lover, which is fantastic, or even working it as a side hustle, which is great, but really looking at it and building an incredible career out of it. And a lot of that can start tonight. So we hope that you have a lot of value out of what you're going to see in here tonight. Again, grab your paper, grab your pens. You're going to want to take notes. This call is being recorded, and then we do have the video content that we'll be able to share with you as well. If you're anything like we are and you want to watch it again and maybe again, and then you're going to show your spouse, because like Courtney loves to say that, what did she say about your brain? Like, it's a no-brainer that you wouldn't want to be involved in network marketing. And I love that she is versed and experienced with network marketing specifically. And so without further ado, let's see if I can figure this out the right way.
We're all on and Bree's on.
Yep, we're all on. Everybody's in. One last shoot.
And it's gonna be about 25 minutes, so
Hang
just
on.
hang on.
Promise it's gonna
It's
be worth
it's
it.
worth the wait. And then we'll talk afterwards. Please let it work.
Even if you're a W-2 employee, how much money that you can actually put back in your own pocket every single year just for having a network marketing business. So, a lot of people look at network marketing and they say, well, Gavin, I make enough money in my own business. I don't have time to do one of those things. And, I think what you're going to learn in this video may just spark your interest and just help you learn a few really awesome things. So I'm gonna bring my guest Courtney Epps on. I'm really excited for you guys to get to meet her, and hopefully this goes smooth. I know Facebook doesn't like to work all the time. If you're on live, okay, if you're live, put me a number 1 below in the comments. If you're watching this as a replay viewer, type a number 2, and I would be curious to know where in the world you are tuning in from. So I'm gonna get Courtney on.
Let's see here. She is getting on. Uh-oh. She'll be on in a second. Don't know why it's not inviting her on. Let's see. Try it again.
Did it.
There we go.
What's up?
Hello, Miss Courtney.
How are you, man?
I am doing awesome. I am so excited that we were able to find some time and put this together. Guys, just to give you a quick background, I just met Courtney a couple months ago. And if you know me, I'm terrible with managing money. I'm good at making it, but not good at putting it back in my pocket. And I met with Courtney down at a convention called the ANMP, and I heard her speak on stage in front of thousands. I was blown away. And long story short, I said, Courtney, you have got to be my accountant. Like, I need you. So I'm really excited for what all of you watching this get to learn tonight. So Courtney, why don't you start? Tell us who you are and just give us kind of a basic background on you.
So I actually have been in the accounting world for the last 18 years, and I just recently wrote a book called More Relaxing, Less Taxing. And the subtitle on that book is Why You Would Be Brain Dead Not to Own a Business. And so I got involved in this world, and honestly, I hated it for a really long time up until about 2 years ago. And I realized that my superpower is freeing up money for people so that they can get involved in some sort of business. And it literally teaches them how they can save more money and make more money and completely and utterly change their life. So, yeah, I have 6 children. I live in Greenville, South Carolina. And, my day job is freeing up money for people. I do tax strategy sessions about every 45 minutes all day long. And, I run in, it makes me so angry because I run into so many people that just have no understanding how much money they're overpaying in taxes. And that's just what I love to do, is just free up money.
That is awesome. Well, it sounds like you're the type of person that everybody needs to know, right?
Yes. Yes.
By the way, if you are a network marketer and you're seeing this live video, type NWM below in the comments, because Courtney is someone very valuable to know. So Courtney, there's a lot of people out there, they suffer from the MLM stigma, I call it. They look at multi-level marketing or network marketing and they're like, I don't have time to do that. I don't want to do that. What would you say why is a business like network marketing a benefit to someone that already has a full-time job or that's a W-2 employee?
So the biggest thing people need to understand is there are two tax systems in this country. And one is created to take your wealth, while the other was created to actually create wealth for you. And so, most people believe one's for the poor and one's for the rich, but it is literally, one is for the W-2 employee, which is created to take your wealth, and one is created for a business owner, and that was created to bring you wealth. And so if you don't understand that, literally W-2 employees are going in debt year after year after year. So the average W-2 employee in America is making about $60,000 a year, and they're paying in $14,000 in taxes. That's average. Those are statistics. From that, out of that $14,000, so now their take home is $46,000 a year, and the cost of living in America is $53,000. So that means if you go to work every day, on average in America, you're going in debt about $7,000 a year. That's why we have so much student loan debt. That's why we have so much credit card debt. And we were taught to believe that you just need to go work more hours or go get a second job. And all you're doing is putting yourself in a higher tax bracket, paying more in taxes, and giving more money to the government in taxes. So that second system, the business owner system, if you just, even as a W-2 employee, attempt to earn an income in a network marketing company, I don't care what it is, find something you're passionate about that you can open your mouth and share with someone what you're doing. By doing that, you now get massive tax deductions that you're already spending money on anyway. Meals, mileage, cell phones. See, the thing is that me and Gavin, I have an accounting practice, so I run that out of my home, and I do that for a reason. Not because I can't go out and get a brick and mortar location, but because I want to be with my family. I want to see my children every day. I homeschool my children. My 3 full-time employees work on my property, and because of that, this swimming pool behind me is a tax deduction because I allow them to swim in my swimming pool. On top of that, my employees, my children, and my husband, they all swim in my swimming pool, so this is a fringe benefit. So it's 100% tax deductible. So there's just things that we're spending money on every single day that as a W-2 employee, you don't get the access to write those things off. And so all we're teaching people is, look, hey, just find something you're excited about, go share that with someone, and because you did and you're attempting to earn income, now those living expenses get redirected into business expenses, and you have about $25,000 worth of expenses that you're already spending money on today. Now you get to write those things off. So it's just, I'm extremely passionate about it. I know you can tell, but I know, and because I was involved in network marketing, I'm not anymore. I just love the industry. I was able to save people $4,000 to $8,000 a year in taxes. So the reason why I got so excited about network marketing is because someone that I got introduced to asked me to do their tax return, And I literally saved her $4,100 more than she'd ever gotten back on her taxes. And so that was my aha moment, because accountants don't learn tax strategy. We didn't learn that in college. I didn't learn how to free up people's money. I didn't learn what they could write off to save them money in taxes. I was literally taught the exact opposite. I was not taught how to free up money. So now I know how to free that up. And we're just teaching people how to take what they're already spending money on, find a product or service, share that with people, and then now you have massive tax deductions and you can have a better life.
That is so awesome. So guys, if you're watching this video and you're watching replay, make sure you type replay below. But if you're watching this and you have friends that you feel like could get value from this, whether they've ever heard of network marketing or not, share this on your timeline. Click share in the bottom left-hand corner and then type shared. And then Courtney, when we see shared, we'll give a special shout out to all those people. So what are you finding? Obviously, people are putting more money in their pockets. So from a numbers standpoint, what are you finding that person that on average making $60,000 a year, what are they actually able to take home after their deductions, on average? I know it's hard to say, but what would you say that number would be for the people out there watching this?
So what I see is $4,000 to $8,000 a year. And so you're literally, but the thing is that $4,000 to $8,000 a year is equivalent to $7,000 to $13,000 a year in a pay increase. So you'd have to make $3.50 per hour up to $6.50 an hour extra for every hour that a W-2 employee works in order to be equivalent to just the tax deductions that you get from having a home-based business. And then on top of that, guess what? If you actually share, which is what you have to do in the network marketing industry, and I truly believe it is the only industry that you can get involved in and start sharing it with people on a part-time basis. You get the massive tax deductions, and then you start learning how to make money, but because you're getting the personal development, you're getting all the benefits that it costs thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to get outside. And so $4,000 to $8,000 a year is minimum that I see on a tax return.
Wow, that's huge. That's huge. And the
Yes.
average W-2 employee, I mean, if you're sitting there watching this, ask yourself, what would you do with an extra $4,000 to $8,000? I mean,
Yeah.
that's a lot of money. And by the way, we got some people that have shared. Thank you for sharing, Michelle, Angie, and Sharon. Okay, Courtney, I gotta say, I'm mind blown since I've met you, because I'm so passionate about this industry. I personally have never seen anything that you can take an average person and actually help them create wealth through residual income with such little overhead. And this has just given me a whole different perspective and angle, when I'm talking to people, because I have a lot of people. The number one objection that I get for people not joining is, I have a full-time job. I'm happy where I'm at. I make enough money. But if I'm hearing you right, you're saying you can make more money literally just for being involved and giving it an effort. And that is huge. Lynn, thank you for sharing. Janet, thank you for sharing. Nicole, thank you for sharing. So what other value do you have, other compelling reasons why does network marketing make sense for just the average person out there? And this is, coming from not just the accounting side, but someone who's reaped the benefits of this industry.
Yes. So, my accounting practice has grown about 40 times since I got involved in the network marketing world indirectly. So, accounting has nothing to do with network marketing, but the people in it, you'll find that the people in the network marketing world are the greatest people on the planet. And they will just share things and help you. Like they just love to help you. The other thing is personal growth and development. And I'll tell you that I spend $85,000 a year to be a platinum partner with Tony Robbins. And a lot of the things that I learned in the network marketing world, I learned from Tony Robbins. It's just like reiteration. So, you can get involved in a company that will not only help you grow personally, but it also helps your mindset so you can grow your business. And that's all tax deductible. So, the next thing is who wouldn't want to spend more time with their friends and family, going on vacations and just having conversations with them. I tell you, every day, see, I stay around this industry because I help network marketers grow, but it's so exciting. And I have to question myself. Gosh, no, should I really be doing accounting? And I should, because that's what I was put on this earth to do, is to free up money for people to help change their lives so they could get involved in something bigger. But literally, it's easier. It's much easier to do network marketing to me and have a conversation with someone than to come back and do tax returns. But somebody has to share this story so I can help you guys have more people on your team and keep them involved long enough to win. See, the problem is that 46% of Americans don't have an extra $400 to their name. And so if you are in network marketing, understand that people aren't necessarily turning you down because they think you're crazy, or they may say one thing, but they're literally saying to you, I don't have the extra money to get involved. I can't see how in the world I can find the money to free up every single month to buy products. And all we have to do is teach them it's not about spending more money. It's about taking what you're currently spending today and teaching you how to redirect that so you can keep more of your hard-earned money. And at the end of the day, literally just sharing with someone becomes tax deductible. So if I have Gavin and me are friends, right? So Gavin's in Charlotte. Guess what? I want to go to Charlotte. So I want to go to Charlotte next weekend. I've called up Gavin. Gavin, look, man, I found something. I want to share it with you. Let's have lunch. I'm coming to town. So I drive an hour and a half to see Gavin. Let's say it's 100 miles, and I think it is, to get to Charlotte from Greenville. It's crazy that we're so close together, and we've never even met. We've only met that one time in Dallas. But so I drive 100 miles to see him. That's 58 cents a mile that I get to write off on my taxes. And I sit down with Gavin. I'm going to have lunch with Gavin anyway, regardless if he decides to join me or not, if I'm in network marketing. So I tell Gavin about my idea and tell him how excited I am. And Gavin says, look, Courtney, I think you're either going to hell or jail. I'm not sure which one, but it's happening for you. And I'm like, you know what, man? You are just not educated. You don't get it. You don't understand. The government's done a really good job on you. You have bought into the idea that you have to go to school, get good grades, and go get a good job so they can take 40% of every dollar you make. And at the end of the day, that is the God's honest truth. See, as a business owner, I get massive tax deductions because I create economy. I create more employees. So I get deductions and I get to buy the things that I need and want before I pay taxes. You, Gavin, sadly, you're a W-2 employee. Let's say you are at this time. And so you're a W-2 employee, and now you have to pay taxes and you have no say-so in any of it. So at the end of the day, I know I'm smarter. And, and it's because I just have been more educated in this industry. So I'm not going to attack anyone, and I'm just going to help them. Look, if this is money, if this is a money situation, let me help you free this money up. Let me teach you what I've learned. And so I'm going to get back in my car, whether you say yes or no. I'm going to write off 58 cents a mile times 100 miles. And then I'm going to write off my cell phone because I called you on it. I'm going to write off my internet because I needed to use it in order to run my business. I'm going to write off my laptop because I did a presentation with you. I'm going to write off business use in my home when I get home. I'm going to write off my swimming pool. I've already told you about that. And at the end of the day, I'm going to have more money in my pocket, and I'm going to be able to have a better life because of that. And I'm going to be able to help everyone else around me. So, I want Gavin to sign up, but if Gavin doesn't, it's okay, because he just doesn't understand. So we have to help people understand that the network marketing industry is the greatest industry on the face of the planet. It's a way for you to create wealth, but it's also a way for you to save money. So you save enough money, then you start sharing it. You could be the worst possible salesperson on the planet. If you just open your mouth long enough, you get to write off your products. You get to write off your personal growth and development. You get to go to amazing events, and you get to be around the most amazing people who are willing to help you for nothing. Like, they will just continue to help you and help you and help you, even if you suck. So, I mean, because they financially benefit from you if one day you actually start making money. So I know you can tell I'm really excited about it. But, you know, and people didn't listen to me as an accountant when I was in the network marketing industry. And so that's another reason why I stay out of it. Like, I'm just telling you, it's an amazing place to be.
That is so awesome, Courtney. Well, you know, I can say this, if you guys are out there, you know, maybe you've never really, I know I haven't, I never saw network marketing from this angle. I saw it as a way to be free. I saw it as a way to create residual income to help a bunch of people. But I actually, honestly, never really shared the angle of how it could help a regular W-2 employee. And that's, I mean, what would you say? 90% of people are W-2 employees in some way?
I have no clue how many, but I can tell you that even as a business owner, 93% of business owners are overpaying in taxes because they just don't understand how much they can truly write off. So even as a business owner, if I had a brick and mortar location, I couldn't write off commuting costs. So when I got in my car and drove to my office, I wouldn't be able to write that off. I wouldn't be able to write off business use in my home. And then the products that I'm taking, you know, if you're just using those to share with the world what you're doing, you've got to share those products in order to tell people about them. So all of that becomes tax deductibles. But, you know, I know this. I know there's way too many people out there that are W-2 employees that shouldn't be. And let me break it down for you. I literally had someone come to my office a couple months ago. They'd gotten a $35,000 increase in their paycheck, her and her husband, and they wanted to know how much it was going to pay. They were going to have to pay extra in taxes because of it. And literally that $35,000 increase only gave them an extra $13,000 in take-home money because they were put in a higher tax bracket. But here's the sad part, and I broke it down for them. And understand this: if you don't get this today, I'm telling you that if I had a bug, sorry. So I'm telling you that if you don't listen to anything else I say today, most people are better off to have one income per household. And the reason why, so I took her and I said, okay, you make $55,000 a year. Her husband made $85,000 a year. So combined, they made $140,000. If we took away her $55,000 a year because she wanted to have kids, so she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and so they had no kids at this point, literally her $55,000 a year extra income was only bringing them $1,800 a month or $21,000. It was costing $34,000 in taxes for her to work. So most of you are saying, looking at the network marketing industry is, there's no way I could make enough money to free up, you know, what I'm making today. But take the amount of money you're bringing home and divide that by how many hours a week you're working. And I can guarantee you it won't take you very long until you can far exceed what you're making as a W-2 paycheck. So she could literally make $1,800 a month doing anything because that's all she was bringing home to the family. But then because she has that job, now I have lunches. I have to go out and eat lunch. She would have daycare. She would have all these extra expenses, another car, more clothes, all these extra expenses that she wouldn't have if she was working from home. And so you could literally break it down with all the tax deductions that you get from having a home-based business. She would be better off making $1,000 a month sitting at home. And you can find anything you want to sell for $1,000 a month. I mean, literally, I could probably sell some of my clothes, maybe some of my children, but we don't want to go there. But, you know, I mean, so, and then on top of that, things like, you know, when you start actually making money in this industry, you're going to be paying less in taxes because I hire my kids. My kids are expensive. I pay them to do things that I would get somebody else to do. Like my 6-year-old the other day, I had her invite people. I said, push the blue button. She's 6. Push the blue button. She invited 700 people to my Facebook page. I would have paid somebody else to do that. So now I can hire her, pay her to do the things that I would hire someone else for, and I can give them $12,000 a year times 6 children. That's $72,000 a year. That saves me $28,000 a year in taxes. But I'm gonna give them money anyway. So if I give them money to do things in my business, now I can write it off. And then the other thing is that having an LLC. So see, as a W-2 employee, you have to pay FICA taxes. 7.65% of every dollar you make goes to pay FICA taxes. Then you have to pay federal taxes, and then you have to pay state taxes, and some of you have to pay local taxes. Well, guess what? As a business owner, you can be an LLC, a limited liability company, just limits your liability, and you get to decide, okay, I want to treat this LLC as an S corporation for tax purposes. And what that means is that allows you to bypass what's called self-employment taxes. See, you pay FICA at 7.65%, and your boss pays FICA. That together is 15.3%. Business owners pay that amount of money, that 15.3, on their net income, whereas a employee pays it on their gross income. So as an LLC and treated as an S corp, guess what? We get to bypass 80% of that self-employment taxes. On top of that, there's another new tax law that came out with the Trump tax code, which I love because it's perfect for business owners. It's to push people into being a business owner. And it's an extra 20% deduction on top of all of your net income. So if I made $50,000 a year as a W-2 employee, I'd pay 7.65% in FICA taxes, which is about, let's say, $3,750, right? Plus, I'd have to pay federal and state taxes. Well, as a business owner, I have that $50,000, same amount of money. I get to deduct all these expenses. Let's say I get it down to $25,000 is my net. Then I don't even have to pay self-employment taxes on that. Okay, because I'm treating that as an S corporation. Then I get to take another 20% deduction off of that, and guess what? I'm now in the standard deduction bracket. I don't have any taxable income. That just blows my mind that people don't understand this. So I'm just trying to share this with the world. So the more you can share this and let me help teach people this information, the more excited I will get.
So guys, if you've gotten value or if you've learned anything from this video, type the word value below in the comments.
All right, can you guys hear us? Thumbs up. All right, awesome.
Did it right. All right, who took notes?
All right, hold on, Jenna's messing with the screen.
Nope.
All right.
Let's do
How
this.
do we get rid of that? So, a lot of numbers there, but did you guys understand that couple that came in, the husband making 85, the wife making 50 or 55, I forget what it was. Did you guys understand her theory, or not her reasoning behind, like, you should stop working, your husband should just work, and you work a home-based business? Because in essence, you're only bringing in $1,800 a month. That's without kids. Now you throw in daycare, she's making zero. Everything she's making is going into her clothing that she has to go to work with, her makeup, her lunches, if she has a car payment, gas, whatever. And then I know it could cost up to $14,000 a year for childcare, especially if it's an infant. So that right there caught my attention, because we're in that bracket where I make a little more than 60, but I'm around that range. And I'm going, holy cow, is it even worth me staying? Tomato. These are just ideas I start thinking in my head, going, okay, start thinking like a business person. That's just one example. Did you guys understand, or she went over briefly, the LLC, the limited liability, and then the S corp? How she broke that down, where if you're treated like, we're an S corp, so we're LLC, and then we are an what they call S corp. And so in order to get that, bypass that 80% taxes, you have to show IRS that you are paying yourself. And the IRS is so vague They go, well, what's a reasonable amount? Well, they say reasonable amount. They don't give you a number. That's the most, don't get me started. But anyways, they say reasonable amount according to she's our tax person, is 20%. So then you got to pay yourself a 20% tax or a paycheck, excuse me. Then you could bypass 80% of that 15.3. So instead of paying 15.3, which is not on gross, it's on net. Gross meaning before any deductions, net meaning after all my deductions. So let's go raw numbers. I'm making up numbers. Say you make $100,000. Okay, make $100,000. We're LLC, we're S corp. So we pay ourselves 20%. But first we do our deductions. So it's 100 grand. I don't know. We go well over 25,000. But she's saying $25,000 deduction, meaning the basic would be like cell phone, internet, some of your utilities, portion of your home, 58 cents per mile on your vehicle. If you use your vehicle as the working vehicle, which our van is, and it's 100%, so she uses everything for Plexus. So everything's deductible, and I have a list I'll kind of run over real quick of all the deductions. It is a lot. Let's just say for giggles, it's easy numbers to deal with. Let's say 30, 40, let's go 40,000, might be easier numbers. So you have $60,000 of income that's now taxable, okay? 60,000 times 20% is $6,000. Okay, out of that 60%, no, oh, I'm sorry, 12,000. So out of that 12,000, 3 or whatever, 15.3, whatever minus 80% is, and that's roughly 3.5%, 4% is your taxable value. That's what you're going to get taxed on.
Not the $100,000.
Now, I'm W-2 working at the post office. I made, it was like 63 this past year. All right, so 63, I have to pay, I don't have any deductions. They took out $14,000 roughly. And then I got to pay health insurance. And if I do want a retirement, that's taken out. So you're looking at now what was 63 supposed to be in your pocket. You're actually in the 40s. That's not including, I got to pay for gas. I got to make my uniforms. No, uniforms I do get paid because it's a union. But lunch, food to go prepare my lunch. And if I don't, I go buy lunch. They don't cover that. None of that is deductible. Now, if you're W-2 like I am, and I'm not trying to, guilt you into quitting. It's not what I'm doing. I'm just trying to give you options, that there's options out there, which 3 years ago, we didn't know. We had no clue. I'm thankful that the Lord put it on my heart to go, hey, I was scouring the internet and I came across this woman that was like a pit bull. And I'm like, who is this? And then she was being interviewed by people that we kind of, I guess you could say, trust.
Les Brown. She was doing a Les Brown interview, which was really cool. We were like, hey, we like him. But the backstory, which is how it was totally a God thing, is that we have a friend of ours, and she was over and she was talking about her daughter's neighbor who does taxes, and she works with network marketers up in North Carolina. And she thought we should get that girl's book and talk to her. A week later, Kenny comes home and he's like, you got to watch this video. And she starts talking about the book. And I'm like, that's the book that Faith told us about a week before, that is her daughter's neighbor. How cool is that? I was like, yep, that's our chick right there. Like,
I guess she moved. She lives in South Carolina.
now she lives in South Carolina.
But the whole point was we went with her, and it was very late in the season. So basically it was the end of 19. So we're doing tax season 19, and she's like, you're too late to LLC. I'm like, what does that mean?
you don't get as many deductions.
Basically, you're not gonna get hosed, but you're not gonna get the full deductions that you can. But starting in January, we're gonna work you in, and we're gonna LLC you, and we're gonna S corp you. And I'm like, what does that mean? So then, because I signed up for her monthly subscription, which I really don't use anymore, because I just use it as a tax write-off. But I have a slew of information. I could go on her website, and then I got the book for free, and I started reading it. And I was like, oh man, wow. Ooh, look at this. So in essence, long story short, we LLC'd it, we S-corped it, and then that was 20, and this now we're official business.
We're legit.
You know, you go from part-time work or thinking like a hobbyist to now our name is Hutula International.
And we have
LLC.
3 employees,
And
not including the
that's
kids.
true. Now, we haven't done the kids yet because I've talked to her about it. She says not yet. So that's a strategy that she deals with me directly before my taxes are sent out. She gives me a call, but her assistants and her people do it. And then the last person I talk to is her. And it's like literally half an hour, 40 minutes, and she's just going. But anyways,
Let's talk about what the deductions can look like.
for a home-based business.
This is where you want to grab your pen and paper. Okay, so first thing, advertising and marketing. Well, you know what? Your social media platforms are where you do your marketing, but I want to tell you marketing are apps. If you are purchasing apps monthly in like a subscription or a Canva app or a reposting app or any number of things where you pay for those things, I would dare even say Audible, because you are pulling your personal growth and your leadership development training. A lot of those times are coming from Audible. That is a tax deduction. Okay. Next thing, bank charges
You gotta go through this long list.
for holding your bank accounts, cell phones, childcare, clothing, dry cleaning. So see, when we go on trips and you need a new outfit, you can tell your husband, babe, I got this. It's a tax deduction.
But I mean, seriously, it's funny, but if you're doing an outfit and then you are actually online promoting your product, which is Plexus,
It's
bam,
work related. It's considered your uniform.
it
Okay.
really is.
Coaching, consulting, I
I-
might just start charging
charging
y'all. Just saying. All right, continuing education, training, cost of goods, supplies,
That's your products.
AKA your own products.
Or-
If you have multiple accounts in your household and you were paying for those are deductibles. Okay? You have dues, electronics for business, software, event expenses, paying to go to something. Okay? Gifts, prizes, contests, giveaways, cashback,
PayPal.
PayPal, Venmo. Okay? Internet interest expenses, internet service fees, legal fees, if you ever have anything like that, liability, workers' compensation, meals. You can deduct them as 50%. Or if it was a business meeting, we had breakfast this morning and all we did was talk about Plexus, 100% deductible for breakfast. It was a business meeting. Medical bills, medical insurance, okay?
Hold on,
Office
let me
supplies.
go there. I did this last year and the year before. I deducted what's taken out of my paycheck. She said, didn't say I can't do it. It says 2 years in a row I've done it. And that has been a deduction.
It's considered an expense, okay? Office supplies, passports. You need that to travel to Hawaii? No, you don't. Hawaii is in the United States. Not bad. When I was gonna say Puerto
Mexico.
Rico, but we don't need that in Maria either, right now.
Mexico.
Oh, if we go to Mexico, you gotta have a passport for that.
At the time,
Okay.
there's a long list.
All right. Payroll taxes, printing.
And Portugal for you winners.
Portugal, right? Postage, subcontractors, your tax preparation and bookkeeping, okay?
Okay, that's another, like a W-2 goes H&R Block. You
For
cannot,
TurboTax.
or TurboTax, I don't care what the fee is, you can't deduct it. With her,
It's
her
actually
business,
deductible.
every expense that I use with her, I turn around and use it as tax deduction.
Okay, travel. Reiterate that, travel. If you earn a trip and you go, your airfare, your Uber, your clothing, your hotel, if that is a business trip or you earn that, it's deductible. Wages and income,
Which would be the kid she's talking about, but
you're paying off your kids. She does a whole training on what that looks like when you get to a certain level. Now we're talking about mega diamonds, okay?
no.
Yeah.
We're almost there.
Really?
Yes,
We're almost there.
that's what she said.
Colton will be happy.
I know, that's the first.
I
person.
think that he's gonna think he's actually making something. I don't know.
But he's gonna actually have to.
Not
work.
like,
Can I fire him?
not like Dunkin' Donuts. I guess that doesn't count.
All right.
Can we
let's go.
fire our
Let's
own
go.
kids?
Let's go. We're running out of time.
Square footage on your home for office space, a portion of your home, you can deduct. Business use of your home, depreciation, your HOA fees. If you have HOA fees, you can deduct those. Homeowners insurance, mortgage insurance and rent, real estate taxes, repairs, maintenance, and utilities. Those are things that you guys can deduct. Automobile, mileage, you know, obviously you're gonna have your needle, make, model, all the things. Like Kimberly's lease, because she's leasing her Lexus, there's portions of that that are deductibles, right? All of the repair work, the oil changes, the tires, all the things that you have to do to that vehicle.
And the mileage, which she said is 58 cents per mile.
So a tip for that is like, look at your mileage today,
Right?
put it in your phone. And then it's the 25th, so you might want to go back a couple of days and figure out like how much driving.
Like for
were you
instance,
doing.
for us, it was like 13,000 and change for miles. We need to do more. That's like a $6,700 tax deduction that we were gonna drive anyway. That's the point she's making.
Right? Auto expenses, that what is the percentage of your vehicle that's for business purposes? Like, you know, what does that look like? So ours is 100% because I put a sticker on it. If you need a Plexus sticker on your vehicle, hit me up. I will give you one and all of a sudden that is your work vehicle.
Okay, let's go.
Auto insurance, your interest, oil changes, repairs, maintenance, even your vehicle taxes. So like I'm looking
You
at,
Californians.
yeah, the Californians out there, I don't know, they're getting hit with like smog detectors, alerts, and all the things. You can deduct all of that.
And then of course, any kind of charitable stuff.
Obviously, your charitable donations as well, those are,
So that's just a small sample. That's the only sample I have that is her printout for home-based network marketing information, like a spreadsheet. And what I do is I know other people, when I was talking to Kimberly or when Peter's going to start doing the QuickBooks, I just keep the receipts. And then every so many months I go through and I categorize them. I write on them, boom, this is what it is. And then I tally it up and done. But that's just my simple way of doing it. You have your own way. You could find your own person, or you could call OTB tax if you want. I don't care. All I'm saying is
be informed.
what she's saying about the businesses and you thinking like a business person is 100% true. And that really started to think, this is the first time I saw the video, which was today, this particular one. And I started thinking, man, it may be coming sooner than later leaving because it's actually costing me money. So if you break it down, what she said about the whole wife, 55,000, that's about Ruby, senior Ruby.
Mhm.
And then if you go a little higher, it'd be Emerald. You could be paying less taxes,
Actually
From-
bringing home more.
in your pocket from 55 to 100,000 than you would at my job at 60 to 70.
It's kind of crazy, right? When we think about
Oh, and
that.
then that's not even throwing in you doing your personal IRA. Because remember, if you own a business, you can actually put more in. As an employee, W-2, I can only put a small percentage in by law. As a business owner, I don't know the exact number, but I think it's 1,000 a person. Who has their hand up?
Sharon.
Sharon.
Let's go ahead and do Q&A. We got a couple more minutes. We don't mind hanging out and talking if you want to have, if you have questions and you want to hang out. I know that the video went a little long, and I know that Kenny had a lot to say tonight, but we want to make sure that we get your questions answered. So if you have a question, raise your hand. We'll try to go through it.
All right, Sharon.
Sharon, you're first up. Unmute.
Vámonos.
Okay, my question is, that printout that she gave you of because Jenna went real fast through that. Could you PDF just the part that shows what categories you can take? Because,
I have the blank one, yes.
Oh, okay.
yeah, because that way, I wrote down a lot, and a lot I knew, but, I want to make sure I get it all.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Kimberly.
Hey guys. So she had talked specifically about W-2s, those who work, Kenny. So I'm speaking really specifically to you. So you work, but you also do the MLM, right? So you also do the multi-level marketing. So did she talk specifically? Because I think I missed, she had said something about you can still deduct stuff even though you're a W-2 employee. I can't.
You muted yourself.
She muted herself.
You are mute.
Sorry.
There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Did you hear my question?
Yes. So her
Like-
question was, because you have a W-2, but you also work, I'm thinking you're talking about Peter, like in that situation, right? So because Peter is an ambassador and he's working his business, yes, he has his own deductions.
But here's the thing, like last year, just what we did, we LLC'd and we're an S Corp. So it's 50% Jenna, 50% me, business owners. That's how it's set up. And obviously I have my W-2 from working at the post office. I don't know exactly how they do it, but all I know is I sent all that information in. Because remember, they take out my taxes for the post office
In
side.
advance.
It's already been taken out. Now, what hasn't been taken out is the business that we run. So they jumble that, either they do it separate or they combine it all together, not 100%. All I know is what we made last year on the business and what I did, we ended up still getting your return back, which I thought was not going to happen. So
Yeah, because she encouraged you, if you have a W-2, to also work this type of business, right? But
That's
then
why-
I thought
that's why Peter would have to be part owner,
right, which
For
he is.
Yeah.
which he is. I know that, but I
Right.
don't know. It doesn't matter the percentage. He has to be part of it. To,
So,
tax deduction.
but you don't specifically write down gas for you, right? Like
No.
you don't have your own. Okay. Okay.
Only if we do it as a business, but for post office work,
None
no.
of his post office stuff is deductible, but like Kimberly, if we're traveling and his expenses, the suits for Super Saturday, his airfare, all of that is lumped to our LLC.
Got it.
So yeah,
Then that's one of the reasons why we did a business account where we're not fully there yet, but everything's going to be funneled into that, so it shows.
Got it.
ledger.
I hope that answered your question.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, Sharon, you had another question, or is your hand still up? All right,
Oh my goodness.
I love it.
Did she say what kind of money you needed to make before you go LLC?
Well, yeah, she has before. To me, she said if you're making $1,000 a month or more, she highly recommends LLC.
Okay, because I do have an accountant and I've had businesses before, with our ranch. So I know about how they do self-employment and all of that stuff, but we've never done an LLC. So I just was curious.
This thing is that I know, like, I'm looking at like Kathy and Lindsay and some other people, like their goal is career Plexus. Like that's their track, that's their goal. So they're lining up ahead of time to just make sure that they're doing it all in the right ways. Kathy, would you say that that's right? Would you?
Yes.
Yeah. So what did you do when you decided to come in and you were like, I'm all in, this is a career, I'm going to build this business? What were some of the things that you did ahead of time, kind of to be preemptive?
Well, I named the business. I got the business bank account. I set up the incorporation, the LLC paperwork, and I think that's everything. I think that's all you have to do is you do the fictitious name, the incorporate, or however you're going to set up your business, the LLC paperwork, and then the bank account.
And did you go through sunbiz.org for Florida residents?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
super easy.
Yeah, so she did it all online at
Mhm.
sunbiz.org. That is a
Right.
Florida state. You can easily create your own LLC right in there. And by doing that, you will save yourself a little bit of money.
Mhm.
We chose to just have Courtney handle it all for us at that point. And so, you're going to pay somebody to do it. It just needs to get done. It might be an option for you if you're at that point and you're like, I want to go Ruby, Senior Ruby, Emerald,
Mhm.
Diamond. You want to go ahead and put those
Oh.
things into motion so that fruition and that vision comes about.
And the tax ID number. I knew there was another thing, the tax ID number from
Yeah, that-
IRS.
The IRS said that don't lose it because they will not send you another one.
No,
But
do not
Teresa,
lose it.
Teresa's done it too, where just like Kathy, you can do it yourself.
Mhm.
Not saying you can't. I just chose to let some third party like Courtney with OTB tax explain it because she's super passionate about what she
Mhm.
does, and she's very knowledgeable. Now, if you want to take the reins and do it yourself, go ahead.
Mhm.
So more power to you. We have not a history, but we've had issues with Jenna's grandparents, IRS. So we're like, yeah, we're not. That's just us, and that's okay. So it's whatever you feel comfortable doing, and if it's your local tax or CPA, then go with that person. If you trust that person, then go with that person. If you don't, and you want to see there's options, obviously there's other options. That's the only thing we're trying to tell you. Try to give you the most information available, so you're not going.
I
Okay,
didn't know.
I got the emerald and ruby or diamond, whatever it is. Now what? Now I got all this tax. That's not necessarily true. I would highly recommend once you start getting to a certain rank, start saving 20%. Just to be on the side. Now you say your emerald, you save 20%, and then your tax liability is only small.
You just got a savings
You
account.
just got to
or
say,
got a
got a
bonus.
raise, whatever. That's the way I look at it. Other people are like, hey, I'll spend the money until I have to pay it. Whatever, that's up to you. You guys are all grown-ups. But I just wanted to come in here and let someone kind of like a little, I call it like a little pit bull, just tell you how it is. She's a spitfire and I like it. I want someone fighting for me. And if she's out there and if she's an accountant and they don't teach people how to save money, that's an issue. 93% of business owners are overpaying taxes. That's an issue.
They don't know. You don't know what you don't know, right? So anybody else have any questions?
Oh, one last thing. If you are interested, there are other videos she has made. They're really short, but to the point, like why you should LLC, why you should S Corp. I was going to do that until I saw this video because she kind of explains,
honed in
she
on
kind of
so
hones
many
in and you kind of see her personality. But there are other videos that are really great.
All right,
Any other questions?
Rochelle. Unmute.
Mute.
Okay, so how many of these deductions can you take? All of them, or should you streamline it to a few so you don't cause yourself to be audited?
She actually has like audit security. Like that's part of her thing. She guarantees that if you did get audited, she's got it all taken care of. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
And no, you're eligible for every single one of these.
Now, there may be a point where you do that deduction sheet and she's like looking at it going, yeah, this ain't gonna fly. IRS is gonna red flag
She might
you.
flag it.
She may manipulate the numbers so you don't look bad and you don't get audited. I don't know. All I know is she said, hey, you got a refund. I said, thank you. God bless. See you next year. That's all I care. But I did educate myself as what is an LLC? What's an S Corp?
Why do I need it?
Because I'm
What does it look
thinking
like?
we got goals. So when you start making $500,000, $1 million a year, you start going, okay, I need to pay somebody some taxes. But as long as you're prepared, you're good to go. And it's nothing to be afraid of. And everybody hears internal that internal
Internal.
whatever it is, they start getting
Internal.
they start thinking IRS about combustion.
Yeah.
It's just that IRS word right
It
away.
can be a trigger.
It
right?
doesn't matter. You can sit there and think, oh my goodness, they're going to be knocking on my door. Guess what? They will be because you thought that way.
Right.
But if you start
That's a whole
thinking,
nother training.
you start thinking, hey, I did everything right. I'm good to go. I'm not trying to hose the government.
Right. And you're doing things justly and fairly and with the highest caliber of integrity. I mean, that's truly you going back to treating people the way you want to be treated. So Jermaine texted, yes, she works with people all over. So it's not just any one area. So they do work. She is based out of South Carolina, but she works with people all over, which is fantastic.
So the one way I look at it is whatever is Caesar's is what is Caesar's. Jesus said it, so it must be good.
Yeah.
So whatever I owe in taxes, I owe it. But if by law I'm allowed to do X, Y, and Z, I'm gonna take it.
Right. We got just maybe a question or two left. Anybody else? You did such a great job.
I didn't do anything.
Nobody has any
It's so
questions.
easy to push the video. I know it's a subject that kind of but listen, business owners, think about this. Now, when I was a W-2 worker, which I still am, it was just me working. I was like, the only deductions I had was my 7 children. And I was like, man, that really sucks. I can't even deduct my health insurance. And guess what? Now, if someone would have told me a long time ago, just get in a home-based business, I probably would have done it just for the tax break. But now that I know you can make money, I love how she says that, self-development, all that stuff, it's free.
Can you imagine paying $80,000 a year for a book club, for personal growth?
Well, that was for Tony Robbins.
I know, it's Tony Robbins. I mean, he's pretty fantastic, but still. And those are things that the company offers us and that our team values and pours into at no cost. Like, I love what she said. One of my favorite parts is that they love you and want to help you just to help you.
Even if you suck at selling.
Even if you suck.
I chuckled. I don't know if you
I
guys
was like, they're like, they still want to help you. I'm like, I thought that was really cute. All right.
So, no questions?
No questions?
No?
None?
All right.
It's
Well,
last
I
call.
hope you guys got something out of it. If anything, just go research. If you're not sure, just keep researching. And that's it. You guys are awesome.
All right. One last